Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was playing Legend of Zelda. Yeah. Anyway, starting off from part 2. Now we have Extreme G. Now, Extreme G is a racing game. If you know of the whole Kinetica series that came out for PS2 for a little bit, it goes off of that. It's actually the predecessor to that. Acclaim made it. It's not that bad. So, if you like racing, and if you don't have Wipeout, I don't know why. Well, I don't have Wipeout either, but just saying. Then check out Extreme G. Probably find it for like $6, if not $10. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. As we know, this is the predecessor to many more good Star Wars games to come, such as Rogue Squadron for the GameCube. Remember when the GameCube first came out and that game came out? People went nuts. Body Harvest, which I actually purchased for $5 at a thrift store again. Body Harvest, the funny thing about it is, in a sense, it's actually early 3D GTA. The same people that did the body designs and so forth, or should I say the framework data, or the major system that GTA is kind of built off of, or the movement system. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble wording. That same company did, or should I say worked with Midway, if not published the whole game under Midway. So in other words, it's pretty much the grandfather to GTA. So if you want to actually, you know, definitely check it out, by all means, definitely get it. Open-ended game, way before there was open-ended games. Well, 3D open-ended. 1080 snowboarding. Really immersively good snowboarding game. N64 users had 1080 snowboarding. PlayStation users had cool borders. Dreamcast users had... It's sad, I have the game, but I don't even remember the name of it. Rider Storm or something. Which, don't get me wrong, it's a good arcade port, but we're not talking about Dreamcast games. We're talking about Nintendo 64 games. And good luck getting the soundtrack out of your head when you listen to it. It's pretty fucking up there. Excitebike 64. I wish it had music. I mean, the gameplay is actually pretty good, and the dirt physics is actually... I keep saying actually. Okay, the dirt physics is kind of ahead of its time. It really put the N64 to use. I know it's weird me talking about dirt, but if you see it for yourself, you would think that you're playing something that's not the Nintendo 64. And doesn't use the expansion pack. That's the weird thing. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Now this I would actually talk about, because yeah, there's Majora Mask fans, but the one thing I always have to point out is this is actually, there I go again with actually, this is one of the hardest Legend of Zeldas, which a lot of people do state. Not as hard as the original Legend of Zelda, because you do have a sort of guide to it, but it was still up there in the sense of enemy difficulty, and also the fact that look how many hard pieces there were. It was a hell of a lot of replayability to this, and quite honestly, if you have the time, or you can put some time aside, you should definitely play this game. So, next off, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. Pretty much 007 with dinosaurs. I can't even say that. 007 kind of ran better. But again, another game by Acclaim. So, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Now, what made this so unique was it used the expansion pack. So the graphics were, well, I have to say, they were beautiful. You actually had water physics. Dinosaurs actually had gloss to them. Everything, I don't know. Being the Nintendo 64, it really bumped it up a notch. As you all know from Donkey Kong 64, the only thing that you really see that was exceptionally vibrant was the lighting and the character designs. But majorly, what Donkey Kong 64 really took a lot from using the expansion pack was how big the game was. That's a lot of rendering, and with the expansion pack, it was able to handle that rendering. So that's why Turok looks slightly better, because they didn't have to use so much data on rendering so much space, but rather they used that excess data to make the sprites, well, not sprites, but the 3D models look more prettier because they have more space to do it. So again, food for thought. The expansion pack was just not like a useless red thing that you spent $60 on. Mystical Ninja. This is hands down one of my favorite games, and I think I have an example of how much of a fan I am right here. Okay, this I snagged from the beautiful store, The Exchange. I believe the one on Belmont by the Red Line in Chicago. Or was it the one on Milwaukee and Damon? I think it was the one on Belmont. But $10 can't be beat. The game is extremely fun. Kind of short, but here's my fandom of it. I actually have the Japanese copy as well. Yeah. All I got next to get Japanese copies of is Evangelion and Sin and Punishment, and that's coming soon. So, okay. Next off, Kirby. I will actually go into Kirby because there's so much playability in this game. Just like every other Kirby game, the thing is, collecting all of the crystal shards was a rush all on its own because it became sort of a puzzle game in a sense. What I mean by that, it had that whole Tomb Raider thing going on about it, of you really had to explore and think of how the hell was you going to get some of the crystal shards. In the sense of Mega Man X collecting armor pieces, it's actually strongly like that. Not because it powers up Kirby, but because it unlocks the ending to where you fight the forever creepy Zero 2. San Francisco Rush Extreme Edition. My fiance loves this game. Well, actually, the entire Rush series, which is a shout out to her. Love you, Dominique. This is pretty much your favorite established affair. Fast cars, drive, unlock more cars. There you go. WrestleMania 2000. A lot of people like it. It doesn't have an Aki engine, so I'm sorry to all the wrestling fans that love WrestleMania 2000, but no Aki engine, hanky no likey. Perfect Dark, another game that really pushed the Nintendo 64 to its limits. It used the expansion pack. It had fucking lighting. It had lighting. It had a actual gripping story. Perfect Dark Zero did come out for the 360, went around when it first came out, which was the whole backstory to her. Just read that shit offline. Just play this instead. Done. Buck Bumble. UK based game. Controls are a little bit wonky. Intro theme will definitely be playing in your head. YouTube Buck Bumble opening, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Got it for $5 playing trade. Evergreen Plaza. Great. It's $5. It's actually worth this money. Jet Force Gemini. Too hard for me to even give a fuck. I have a life. But I have respect for those who beat it and collected all that shit. It just went over my head. Fuck that. That's what YouTube is for. Mario Party. I know the cover is shit, but hey, you don't run into Mario Party that much, and I actually got it for $13.49. So it's still Mario Party. And I just collect games, period. I don't really discriminate of, hey, that cover looks ass and all of that, or it doesn't have a case. I just want the fucking game. GoldenEye. Actually got it for $2 fucking. Gotta love thrift stores. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I actually got this for free for my fiance. Extra copy of Star Fox 64. Again, got it for my fiance. I already have one, but hey, 2, no complaints there. And that's actually it for my Nintendo 64 collection. If anybody wants to make donations and all that, or sell games, let me know. Inbox me. I'm no stranger to that. I collect games of all types and all kinds. I'm like Noah's Ark, except with games. I mean, look at my damn room. So, it's been fun, guys. Thanks for watching. That was my Nintendo 64 collection. Yeah, I have to do this.